You knew it was coming, fantasy owners. Marquee quarterbacks going down to injuries. Now you got to deal with it. Welcome into the Sporting News Studios for Ram Fantasy Update, and here to help us all deal with it, Bill Bender of Sporting News Fantasy Source. Mr. Bender, obviously, if you got one of these quarterbacks injured, you got to replace him. We know that. But what about the impact on the other players on those teams?
Well, the first thing that owners are worried about is the passing game. And of course that's going to affect the passing game, losing Chicago's Jay Cutler, San Francisco's Alex Smith, Philadelphia's Michael Vick, and then ultimately Pittsburgh's Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, the passing game is going to be affected, but I look at the running game first because you're dealing with top-flight running backs like Frank Gore, Matt Forte, LaShawn McCoy. Pittsburgh not so much with their two running backs, but that's where the concern for owners is right now.
Okay, so how do you play it? Let's start with the running back position. You mentioned those guys. What should fantasy owners be thinking about? Are they going to get more work, or is the offense going to be less efficient overall?
Well, it's a double-edged sword because they are going to get more work with these inexperienced quarterbacks and backup quarterbacks, but they're also going to get more attention from defenses because those teams might not respect the pass. Now, last week, LaShawn McCoy was okay. He had a 23-yard run. He still managed about 76 yards with Nick Foles, and Frank Gore was fine because San Francisco runs every play anyway.
Right.
But Matt Forte struggled. He had 10 carries for 25 yards. They have another tough matchup with the 49ers, so he could take a hit if Cutler is unavailable for that Monday night game. And again, Pittsburgh with Byron Leftwich against Baltimore, those running backs are going to be sketchy plays in that matchup.
Okay, so you would stick probably with LaShawn McCoy and Frank Gore more so than Matt Forte.
Oh yeah, LaShawn McCoy will be fine. They're playing Washington. He's going to see 20 carries anyway. The offensive line is a bit of a concern there, but he'll make up for it with touches. And again, the Redskins don't have that good of a defense. And San Francisco, again, Colin Kaepernick, running quarterback, Frank Gore, heavy runner, good offensive line. They'll be able to rely on that if Alex Smith misses that game Monday.
Okay, now talk about the wide receiver position. Obviously at Pittsburgh, you've got Mike Wallace, fantastic catch the other night. Can we expect to continue to see production from him? And how about some of these other guys?
Well, Mike Wallace and Deshaun Jackson are two guys I'm worried about because their game is that deep ball. And if Byron Leftwich and Nick Foles can't get them the ball down the field, they're going to be frustrated. And Deshaun Jackson, we've seen him get frustrated before. But on the other hand, a guy like Brandon Marshall with Jason Campbell, he'll be fine. He's a big-bodied receiver. He's going to see double-digit targets. I don't see him having much drop-off. But when you have just those deep threat receivers, you have to have a little bit of worry. I'd still leave them in the lineup, just downgrade their production a little bit.
Okay, now finally, as we always do, every week, got to get a sleeper of the week from you. Who do you like this week?
Well, 4 weeks ago, I told you the Bills' defense is a sleeper, and that was just a terrible pick. Tennessee lit them up. But I'm going to go back to the well with the Bills and Ryan Fitzpatrick. They're home Thursday night against the Dolphins. He averages 250 yards with 3 touchdowns in every home game. And he's thrown a couple interceptions. You know that. Ryan Fitzpatrick's like playing a bag of Skittles. There's going to be a little bit of everything in there, but I think he does enough, especially with all these quarterbacks out, to make owners happy.
How about the Dolphins' defense? How do you rate that?
Oh, after last week against the Titans, you can't start them. And
Yeah.
the Titans are a frustrating play, so I blame them for everything that I do wrong. Blame the Titans. That's what I'm going to do, Tom, okay?
All right, that sounds good, Bill. All right, that's Bill Bender. I'm Tom Vandervoort. Thanks once again to everyone for watching Ram Fantasy Update.